Alright guys, we're back in my garage here. It's been a little while since I've made a video out here because it's been cold and I haven't felt like it. So here we are. I figure you guys have been asking me for an update on the big door and the linear, so I figure I'll show you that, and I got a couple other updates for you as well in here. So starting off, a couple people have asked me about the balance of the big door. It's been about a couple years since the springs got replaced, and balance of the door, I've got it disconnected already. Stays here. It's pretty well balanced. Stays halfway right there. And as you would expect with the door that has a glass panel, it does want to fall at that point, but once you get the glass out of the radius, the edge is overall pretty smooth. The springs have kind of relaxed a little since I last adjusted them, so the door's not quite as hot towards the top. But yeah, the doors, if you are new here, I've got Midland thermal steels, and these are great doors. I really like them. Hold on. Alright, apologies for that. So we're going to connect the linear here, run up the big door. We'll use the side button right here, just a genie push button. You can hear the linear, super quiet machine. Door on the chain make more noise than the opener does, or the motor does, I should say. So the other little update is now that it's finally warm enough, you can see this 880 is off and we got a push button up there. Got around to my first opener swap of the year. I put up this is the Chamberlain quarter horsepower model 140-9. I'm not sure if you can read that or not. The other side. Not sure when it was made because you can see we got a grease stain on the tag there. But yeah, I know I made a video of this thing when I first got it, but since then it's just been sitting around, so I figured, well, maybe I'll put this thing to use and actually put it up out here. So you know the drill. We'll leave it up here for a week or two and then swap it out with something else if I have time. Show you the back of this thing. It's a pretty old one. We got a yellow learn button, the old style force adjustments. So yeah, it's an old one. I'm guessing late 80s. The remote this would have come with would have been a 750 CB, and I don't have one. But I actually kind of wanted to use this remote anyway. I'm using this old Chamberlain focus. Come on, here we go. Model 50 CB. This is a really old one. As you can see, we have the very old logo with the little hashtag thing there. And this one also has a green light. This is not the right clip for this remote. You can see it's supposed to fit in those two holes right there. This is not the right clip, but it works. So yeah, this is going to go on my visor and the Mazda Speed. And then I have just this is the older Chamberlain button with the red light and no ridges on the button. I don't remember exactly when that changed. I'm guessing it was 1992 possibly, I don't know. But I am really impressed with this machine. It is actually very, very quiet for a old boxy Chamberlain. Yeah, and I'll get you maybe a separate video just running this thing later, but we'll just give it a quick run up here for now with the button. So of course, as soon as I turn on the camera and say that this thing is super quiet, now it decides it wants to be loud. But it is overall a pretty quiet machine. So, and no, I don't have a light cover on it. I could put one on if I wanted to, but the quarter horsepower machines never came with light covers, so it doesn't really matter. Anyway, as far as the update on the linear, this thing has been running great. It's still quieter than the 8550 ever was. So we'll just run this thing a few times. Hit the side button again. We'll get you a top view. Get the remote. All right, here's a top view of the opener. Yeah, I mean, you can hear just how quiet this thing is. Let's get this remote back on the visor in here. Sorry. Yeah, and yes, this is a LiftMaster clip, by the way. This visor was too thick for the original linear clip. Which that's one of the little side note is the that's kind of a downside to my car. The Mazda Speed out there is the visor is a little thicker on that, so it will stretch out my visor clips. So maybe I'll just have to use one that's already stretched, but it doesn't matter. Okay, sorry again. Okay, sorry about that. Keep getting interrupted here. We'll give the linear one more cycle from the wall control, and then I got one more thing to show you. And I probably will lube up these doors sometime this spring. It has been a minute since I lubed these. And it wouldn't hurt to put a little on there, so I will probably do that here soon. Alright. So, here's the 8365. It'll be sitting down in the basement probably the whole summer. And then over here, just a little extra. We've got all my rails. Well, most of my rails. I have a few downstairs, but most of my rails. These are the two rail pieces from that Retail Pro Max. And then I've got some arms and some angle iron sitting back here. Anyway, the last thing I want to show you is I did get a new opener. It's hiding back here. This is a, it's branded as Access Master, but it's actually an old Mooramatic chain drive, model XX350. I'm guessing based off that serial number, it was made in 1999. That would sound about right. This one was sitting outside in the scrap pile at work, and you can see I have some of the parts for it. This is what the front idler looks like. I have the trolley. You can see this trolley. Very similar to the trolley on this thing. Very similar. And then I got the original safety sensors, which also kind of resemble the sensors on the linear. And I have the original Mega Code linear keypad. Battery still works too. So a couple issues with this thing. Reason it was replaced is because it has a strip gear. And also when this thing got chucked on the ground outside, it also broke the limit switch assembly. But I already, they actually still make brand new gears for these. So I ordered one of those from eBay, and I also found it comes with a whole motor and worm gear as well. But it has a new limit assembly as well that I'm going to be putting in here. The limit assembly should be here pretty soon. The gear will take a little while though. But yeah, so there's that. Pretty cool machine. Anyway, that's just a little update video for you guys in the garage. So I'll get another video of this thing running later, but I don't want this video to run too long, so we'll just end it off here. So there's some updates in the garage, which I know some of you guys have been asking me to do. So thanks for watching.